One of the goals of the Susan B. Anthony list is to elect pro-life candidates to public office. And so as the 2012 race heats up, they have asked every declared Republican candidate to sign a pledge stating that he or she will be, among other things, select pro-life appointees and end all taxpayer-funded abortions. So far, 5 candidates have signed the pledge: Michelle Bachman, Newt Gingrich, Ron Paul, Tim Pawlenty, and Rick Santorum. There was one notable candidate who did not sign it, and that is Mitt Romney. Marjorie Dannenfelser is president of the Susan B. Anthony list. She joins me now. And the caveat on John Huntsmen, you sent him the letter yesterday since he announced. In a week, if he does not sign it, then you will call him a non-signer.
That's
or a
right.
Signer. So we will table the Huntsman conversation for now. Okay. Let's start with Mitt Romney. His explanation as to why he didn't sign this pledge is that he was concerned of the unintended consequences of exactly what you're looking for, which is this idea that you'd suddenly be cutting off federal funding from a hospital that would be caring for Medicare or Medicaid patients. What do you say to that?
That was his concern. It was definitely not our intent, which we have clarified many times, and it certainly does not apply to hospitals. And I think he said that VA funding would be cut off, but VA hospitals don't perform abortions. But that was really just really a side story. The real issue is the core defunding of Planned Parenthood and other areas where taxpayers fund it. Now, the other area.
But you do specifically say all other contractors and recipients of federal funds with affiliates that perform or fund abortions. That is a pretty all-inclusive when it comes to some of the institutions that do receive federal funding, simply Medicare repayments.
Well, you're right that it does.
Are you thinking about rewording it?
Well, the reason that we've actually put out contemporaneous documents that make very clear what that issue is and what we're talking about, what we're asking for a pledge for there. And in the other issue with the appointments, we've also made very clear by saying relevant appointments, relevant cabinet and executive appointments, not Defense, not Secretary of State, but HHS, NIH, and the Attorney General. Those are relevant. Those cabinet posts have core missions that do relate to the abortion issue.
And you do specifically name those. You don't. In the pledge I'm reading here, you're specifically doing that. Do you believe Mitt Romney's pro-life?
I do. I absolutely do.
So so you take him at his word as to why he didn't sign this? I
take him at his word, except that when he did write his own pledge, he excluded the appointments piece, and that gives us great concern. I do think, I know that Huntsman, we have 7 days for Huntsman to sign. However, he's communicated that he doesn't sign pledges, and I think that will be a very big problem for him if he doesn't.
Do you plan on, so you have this pledge, do you plan on spending money on behalf of those who signed the pledge, or do you spend money and advertise against those who did not?
Well, we will definitely support in every way that we possibly can, in word and in deed, the folks who sign it. Part of politics is communicating who has not done what you like to do.
So you plan on doing that? So people
without question.
So if Mitt Romney does not sign this, does not sign a revamped pledge, you're going to let folks in Iowa know this?
Well, we're already doing it right now, yes.
All right. Marjorie Dannenfelser, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Coming up.